Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in today's video I'm doing my predictions for NXT Great American Bash 2025. So first up we have Javon Evans taking on Jasper Troy. No real stakes on the line here, but I feel like Jasper Troy is going to get the win, though it could go either way. I would argue this is one of the harder matches of the night to predict, because both men need a win, pretty much. Like, both could be in the main event scene if they wanted to be, if they weren't giving tag team guys world title shots at the minute. But yeah, it feels like Jasper Troy makes the most sense because him versus Oba was a good match, but Oba was like injured during the match, or not, well, he was injured for the match, so it makes sense that they will kind of have 100% over versus 100% Jasper Troy and then just let them go at it. But also, like, if Javon Evans got the win and put him more towards the main eventing, that'd be great as well. He seemed to have good chemistry with Oba in the stand and deliver triple threat, so that's a match I'd love to see just as a one-on-one match. So either way, no matter who wins, I feel like it's going to be a positive for whoever gets the win either way. I don't think this is kind of a match where it's a win-win either way. But for me, I'm going to go with Jasper Troy, though, as I said, I don't mind who wins this one. I feel like it's going to be a really good match, especially if they let them like have some time. This could be one of the better of, let's put it like, the better Jasper Troy matches we've seen, even though we have seen very minimal so far. But yeah, no, it's a match I'm looking forward to seeing, just to get like a good grip on Jasper Troy still, as we're still like kind of learning who he is, and obviously Javon Evans is arguably one of the best wrestlers in NXT, so yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of the better matches of the card, but I'm going to go with Jasper Troy to get the win. Following that, we have Ricky Saints challenging Ethan Page for the North American Championship in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and for me, this didn't really make much sense as far as Ricky picking the stipulation when I thought it was going to be a steel cage match, because you would think that with it being a Falls Count Anywhere match, the Vanity Project going to get involved and try and kind of, well, cost Saints the match essentially. But for me, I'm going to go with Ethan Page to get the win here. I feel like everybody else has heard, I feel like they're going to put Ricky Saints up on the main roster soon, though it feels like they're maybe keeping Ethan Page back a little bit, even though if out of the two I probably would have kept Ricky Saints in NXT but put him more towards the main event scene and let Ethan Page go up to the main roster. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Ethan Page to retain here, probably through some shithouse cheating, essentially. But it wouldn't shock me if Ricky Saints got the win here as well. I think this is a case of like the loser goes up to the main roster almost after SummerSlam. So yeah, I say I think it'd be a decent match. I wouldn't surprise me if it was one of the matches that were in contention to go on last. But yeah, for me, as I said, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Ethan Page to get the win here. But again, a very tough match to kind of predict. Following that, we have a Women's North American Championship match with Sol Rucker defending against Izzy Dame. And yeah, this is an interesting one because obviously it has Evolution implications as well, kind of, with Sol Rucker in the Women's Tag Team title match and Izzy Dame in the Evolution Battle Royal. But for me, I'm going to go with Sol Rucker to retain here, but I feel like Tatum Paxley is going to play a big part in this match. And it wouldn't surprise me if Tatum Paxley almost cost Izzy Dame the match, so then they become almost enemies within the Battle Royal, and Izzy Dame's kind of going for Tatum Paxley within the Battle Royal. Or at least that's where I think, but then at the same time, Tatum Paxley could help Izzy Dame get the win here, which I feel like would be a massive win for Izzy Dame to win the Women's North American Championship. But I would also do it that way just because then Sol Rucker can go up into the Women's Championship picture as well. So, but it feels like, you know, we're kind of building to a Zarya heel turn almost, and then we do Zarya versus Sol Rucker at some point. I feel like that was the ending point for this, but you know what, to be fair, I feel like the title is in massive jeopardy here. But yeah, I'm going to go with Sol Rucker to get the win and to retain, thanks to Tatum Paxley accidentally costing Izzy Dame the match, which then causes friction between these two, because, you know, looking at the visual of the culling, Tatum Paxley just doesn't fit in that group at all. She's way too playful and fun and too babyface, pretty much, to be within that group. So unless they completely repackage Tatum Paxley, which I can't see them doing, because she's, I mean, I see her as very popular. She's a pretty, you know, well-liked babyface. So yeah, I feel like they might just have that kind of fizzle out event like very quickly, and then have Izzy and Tatum feud on TV. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to go with Sol Rucker to get the win here, but I feel like the main focus of the match is going to be on Izzy and Tatum and not Sol Rucker, unfortunately. Following that, we have Obafemi, who is on a streak of just taking out guys in the tag division, defending the NXT Championship against Yoshiki Inamura in a match that, again, it's going to be pretty good and a pretty hard-hitting battle as far as like two big guys kind of beating each other up for a while. But for me, this is the easiest prediction on the card, in my opinion. There's no way Obafemi loses here. I feel like if they're going to have someone topple Obafemi, it'll be built up a lot better, like it was with the Tony D'Angelo loss with the North American Championship. And yeah, I was expecting like a lot more out of Obafemi's world title reign. Wasn't quite expecting him to face tag team guys all the time, or at least on every pay-per-view. You know, his match with Jasper Troy was pretty good. Probably would have had that on pay-per-view instead of, you know, having him go against Marsborn or Inamura. But yeah, I feel like Inamura's going to get a decent showing here. Obviously, he did have a lot of fanfare around him last night on NXT when they had like the Great Muta and guys from Noah and Io Sky all kind of come up, like get behind him to win the match, which again just screams to me that, you know, he's going to lose essentially. But yeah, no, as I said, I feel like as far as predictions go, this is the easiest one on the card, and Obafemi is 100% winning here and retaining the NXT Championship, and hopefully on the next pay-per-view and the pay-per-view pretty much for the rest of the year, he can have a bit more better defenses as far as like his title feeling like it's going to be in jeopardy. And finally, in what I assume might be the main event, if not this, then probably Ethan and Ricky Saints, we have JC Jane and Fallon Henley, Fatal Influence, taking on the team of Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe, formerly known as Mariah May. And yeah, for me, of course, this is Mariah May's debut match in NXT, and yeah, I can't see her losing her debut match. I'm going to go with Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe to get the win here, but I feel like, and I've heard this around a lot as well, I feel like Blake is going to pin JC here, and then we might end up getting a situation where she gets added to the Evolution match maybe, or they just have her pin JC wins at Evolution, and maybe we get a triple threat match at Slammiversary between Masha Slamovich, JC Jane and Blake Monroe. But yeah, for me, it's just like randomly adding Blake Monroe into the situation only makes sense if she ends up having a title match. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go for Fatal Influence to get the loss here, which again isn't great on JC Jane because obviously with her being women's champion, but also seen as a underdog women's champion and then losing on pay-per-view probably twice in a couple of days probably isn't great on her, but it kind of feels like the situation that we've been put in by putting the title on her. But yeah, for me, it just makes the most sense that Blake Monroe has a big impact on this match and on the match at Evolution. But yeah, I'm going to go for Jordan and Blake Monroe to get the win. I just wonder how they get the win, whether it's Jordan Grace pinning JC Jane, which again makes sense for Evolution, or whether they have Blake Monroe pin JC Jane and think, oh, one of them just pins Fallon Henley and then nothing gets affected. But yeah, as I said, I feel like there's just Evolution implications as far as Blake Monroe goes with how they've structured the match. So those are my predictions for NXT Great American Bash 2025. Do put down in the comments below your predictions for this show, what you think is going to happen. Are we going to get any surprises? Is anything going to affect Evolution? I know all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'll leave you to like the video if you enjoyed it. Do stick around, as yesterday there was predictions on the channel for SmackDown's main event. Tomorrow there's predictions for AEW All In, Texas, and on Friday, there will be Evolution predictions as well. So obviously very big, busy weekend of wrestling. So yeah, a lot of content coming up around that, as well as a review of the original Evolution back in 2018. There's a review of that on Saturday. So do stick around for that as well. Trying to get to 1,000 subs before SummerSlam. So yeah, do subscribe if you enjoy good wrestling content. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.